hit your deadline. Nobody's gonna get that but us.
First trip of 2025, and we're going to Utah, back to Wilson Audio, which we've been at before, and only Wilson Audio, but we're gonna film another episode of Why Vinyl in downtown Salt Lake City, because there are many vinyl stores there, all within proximity of each other, but all with a different vibe. And then the last day, we're gonna snowboard. We have stress, we have de-icing. It's a delay that could screw us up. Let's see.
He said there was no delay. No delay. It was built into the time.
All right, Jordan's here.
Utah, day one. Day two, actually, but day one for filming. We're going to Wilson Audio for the second time in our video history. Let's see what's up.
Almost ready for the day.
It is always a great time visiting the folks at Wilson Audio. The company holds a legendary spot in the hi-fi world, and for good reason. Not only do their speakers have a unique look and sound to them, but the company just has a vibe. As you walk around the factory, you see that the vibe is everywhere. Part of it is that everyone looks like they're having a good time. And we've been in enough factories to know that employees who enjoy what they do tend to make the best products. Last time we were here, it was our first time visiting as a video crew, and we covered the whole operation. But this time, we were a little more focused. This time we were telling the story about their ever-expanding manufacturing capabilities. We got the lowdown on why they've decided to produce proprietary capacitors and inductors. Check out the full video link in the description below for that one, as by the time you're watching this, it'll have been out for a while. So when we come on these shoots, I always have a really hard time finding Doug. We'll start shooting stuff, and then we'll look around and be like, Doug, what do we do next? And he's just not there. So sure enough, here he is. There, at the table.
Doing real work.
Yeah, he comes in here. He comes in here to argue with people on internet chat boards.
I can't get off Facebook. Day one filming over at Wilson Audio. It was pretty good. Well, actually, pretty great, actually. They know us better. They like our stuff. We saw lots of things, and we kind of came up with a new video that we're going to do tomorrow. In Provo, no snow on the ground, but we're still going snowboarding. Day two, Wilson Audio. So we're going to shoot Why Vinyl today, but we're going to finish up here about the design of Wilson Audio speakers.
We had a bit of a wrench thrown into our gears. Daryl wasn't feeling well, and that put a kibosh on our plans for a really cool video. But that didn't stop Doug. We used the time to talk to Wilson employees about their affinity for vinyl, working this all into a future episode of our Why Vinyl series instead. And after that, we went out for lunch with Tyler and the team. Next up, we lined up a bunch of vinyl shops, a really diverse assortment actually, in Salt Lake City to tell the story of their vinyl scene in our new ongoing series, Why Vinyl.
Okay, on to the next.
We spent the day driving around checking out what each of these shops had to offer, and we got some really interesting insights into the local flavor. And we even ended up visiting a really cool heavy metal shop that we just happened to walk past while filming. And it turned out to be a highlight of the trip.
Vinyl skateboard shop. You don't see this every day. Day two at Wilson done. We got done what we came here to do. This allowed us to get an early start on Why Vinyl, where we visited 4, actually 5, record stores. And it's really cool. All different stores, all different vibes, all different reasons for being. And that's going to be on our Why Vinyl series. But now we're going to do what we've never done and take a full extra day and go snowboarding.
Hey Doug, finally a book you can sign.
We don't usually take a whole day to do something recreational. We try to make these things fun, but we're in Utah. And I guess this is the greatest snow on earth. We're gonna go to Brighton Ski Resort, and it looks pretty nice, not that cold.
So Jordan and I have been snowboarding since we were teenagers, but Doug took it up later in life, and it's become a pretty big passion for him. He rides way more than Jordan and I combined now. So it didn't take much convincing to get him on board for a day on the slopes. Also, luckily, he offered to buy us our lift passes before he checked the prices. This place was not cheap. Well, that was a $50 hamburger.
They don't make it cheap here, I'll tell you that. First impression's pretty good. I thought it would be more powdery. It's kind of very groomed, but it could be where we're actually boarding on the green runs. That isn't the advanced runs.
What happened?
That might be a bruise. Got a little cocky, did the tiniest of drops and went to carve right after, and I think my board was a little in the snow. Caught an edge and went right to my chest. I have the water bottle that went right into my lung.
Next week, the beach in Florida, twice. Treasure Island and Clearwater Beach.
Before.
Florida Audio Expo.
You still go to shows?
I still go to shows when they're in Florida and there are great beaches around.
How's the cold, Doug? Is this biting cold?
Biting cold. Not quite Netherlands biting cold, but it's Utah cold.
Utah cold.
So Chris, what's happening here?
A little bit of miscommunication. We ordered a little bit too much sushi, but we believe in ourselves.
A little too much.
We've already got rid of a couple plates. Doug, how's your ramen?
It's good. It's enough.
How big are your pockets?
So cold temperatures, dry air, and lots of snow, but this was our best Utah trip yet, and not just because of the snowboarding. Of course, we came here for Wilson Audio, a company that continues to demonstrate why it is the preeminent ultra high-end speaker manufacturer for this country. Cool stuff on the go and cool stuff coming, that's a hint. Next stop for me is the Florida Audio Expo in Tampa, but for the video team, it's Denmark.